Good morning to Dr. Zureda and good morning to all fellow classmates. And my name is Suzilin. And our group 8, will choose secret recipe and king confectionery to be analyzed in this assessment. And what is competitive strategy? According to the McGee and Simon Bonick, competitive strategy is the process in enhancing competitive advantage as well as in generating above average profit for the company. And competitive advantage can be achieved using the strategic management of resources, capabilities, and core competencies. Besides that, competitive advantage also allow the company to produce a better or to produce a good services to defeat their competitor. And this is the element of to enable productive entity to earn more profit or more money than its competitor in the market. And this is a variety of elements including pricing models, brand, the reliability of the product, the distributor, intellectual properties, and also customer service. This is such as the key that the element that very important to the company to strengthen their competitive advantage. Okay, and as I mentioned before, our group choose secret recipe and also King Confectionery. Okay, the first company is Secret Recipe. This is private limited company which is founded in 1997, and it was a Malaysian certified cafe chains company. And Secret Recipe is a conceptual easygoing lifestyle cafe with a delectable menu that include 40 different types of cakes and then more than 30 foreign cuisine. And actually, Secret Recipe is grown throughout Southeast Asia, including Singapore, Indonesia, Philippines, Thailand, Brunei, Cambodia, and also India. And the competitor that we choose is King Confectionery. Actually, King Confectionery began operating a bakery in 1973, and it was founded in 1993. King Confectionery Sdn has become okay. Sorry. Okay, the bakery was operating in 1973, and the King Confectionery was founded in 1993. Okay, this industry was become a leader industry in Malaysia confectionery retail via continual expansion. Okay, just a few. At first, they just bake in the small amount of cake at earliest, and their product line has grown to over 500 varieties, which are sold at their retail shop. Cake, bread and bun, pastry, cookies, and so on. Okay, the main meal set are the main product. Like what I mentioned, the main set of their product is like cake, bread, bun, pastry, cookies, and so on. Okay, actually, these two companies, and which companies that I really familiar for is Secret Recipe. King Confectionery, I'm not really familiar, but I really like cake from Secret Recipe because of the moist and because of the recipe like different from others bakery. Okay, the two companies will be analyzed based on their following their criteria such as competitive models and the use of information technologies plan. And actually, this model is this competitive model is also known as Porter Five Forces. And this research is widely used to define company strategy by identifying an industry structure. Okay. Okay, for the five forces actually include industry rivalry, possibility for new entrants, the power of supply strength, super, and also the replacement of new product. Okay, the second criterion is how the organization of any industry could deliver a new approach or even a strategy to their market, and companies will able to develop despite satisfying their customer requests if they do so, if they do good in their plan. Okay, in this study, my team member will be explain more on the on the business strategy, and also the differently from between both company that we choose. Okay, I think that's all from me. Thank you.
Good day, doctor, and good day to my fellow friends. Okay, my name is Bala. Actually, I'm from group number 8. For this assignment number 2, the two companies which have been selected by my group was Secret Recipe and King's Confectioneries in Berhad, which is well known in pastry and bakery industries. Okay. Okay. For assignment number 2, actually, I'm going to explain about this competitive model for Kings of Confectioneries and Berhad. As we know, these competitive models is competitive process model is known as Porter Five's model as well. Okay, this model actually has 5 forces element which are consisting of threat of new entrants, threat of substitutes, bargaining power of customers, bargaining power of suppliers, and the last one will be the rivalry of competitor. Okay, for Kings of Confectioneries, remember the first forces we are going to looking at will be the rivalry of competitor. As we know that Kings of Confectionery has been listed under food and beverage industries, but it has a lot of competitors, especially in bakery and pastry sectors. Example like Secret Recipe, Baker's Cottage, Komigi, Gula Kekri, and many more. However, since King of Confectionery are multiple chain bakery restaurant in a huge market, so definitely they have developed multiple strategies in order to sustain their place and become a top player in the industry since 1993. So definitely one of the ultimate strategies, as we know, that basically all the company will be using is pricing, because it determines the buying power of consumer, whereby while comparing a pricing strategies, let's we compare with Secret Recipe. A whole cake in Secret Recipe is cost you about 108 ringgit, while in King's Confectionery is only cost you about 51 to 84 ringgit, which is affordable to all type of customers. So the second process which we are going to look is the threat of new entrants to the industry, whereby whenever there is a new entrance, in order for them to compete with those existing companies which has been sustained for quite some time, or for it's been long in the industry, the new entrants, they have to spend a lot, in order to compete with those big players in the market. But for Kings, example like for Kings of Confectionery, definitely they have been always explore new strategies to keep themselves updated with the current market trending, which indirectly helping them to strengthen their power in the industry. Since Kings of Confectionery has been established in 1993 with total 80 retail stores in the Peninsula Malaysia. So definitely the new entrants will be facing difficulties in order for them to compete against big player which has been established quite sometimes in the market. So the next forces which we are going to look at in the Porter 5 modules will be the bargaining power of suppliers. Okay, in order to have a balanced bargaining power of suppliers, I mean, especially in the industry, they should have a harmony between them, a win-win situation between the manufacturer and supplier. Besides that, a supplier who can meet the demand of the manufacturer by supplying quality material will be having high advantage and demands in the industry. Example for Kings of Confectionery, since they are making a fresh bakery and pastries every day, and in order to maintain the quality, the product quality and the taste of their products for all their outlets, definitely they need a supplier who can provide a quality raw material. Example, fresh creams, flour, cheese, many more. If the supplier couldn't meet the quality, the demand quality of the King's Confectionery, then they may ended up losing the business opportunity between King's Confectionery, since there is a lot of supply in the market. So this means the supplies for King's Confectionery doesn't have much power, as there are many other suppliers that could supply raw material for King's Confectionery. Okay, the fourth forces in the Porter 5 model which we will be focusing is the bargaining power of the customers or consumer. Definitely, they will be playing a significant or major role of which affects the performance of King of Confectionaries. So, the main external factors that lead to the strong bargaining power of the King Confectionery customers are as follows. I mean, example like low switching cost, which is a strong force, high substitute availability, is a strong force, moderate presence of consumer organization is considered a moderate force. Okay, example, when we are looking at this low switching cost correspondent, whereby is to ease the transferring from other companies to King's Confectionery. This condition empower customers to make decisions that directly affects the King's Confectionery's business. Example, a whole cake in a secret recipe costs about 100 ringgit, but in confectionery, King's still offers as low as 60 ringgit for a whole cake, which offering a low switching cost for the customers. Besides that, King's Confectionery do offers multiple choices of bakery and pastries for their customers, which it shows their high substitute availability, which is really strong. Another thing, the presence of consumer organizations such as FOMCA, JAKIM, Consumer Protection Act 1999, further increases the bargaining power of the buyers. Therefore, the King Confectionery should consider the customer's demand as one of their main business concern, which relatively indicates their performance. The last factor which we are going to look in Porter 5 module is the threat of substitutes. So, substitute means refer technically a substitute which compete against the King's Confectionery products. So, in King's Confectionery case, the following are the main external factor that contributes to a strong threat of substitutions. Which the first factor example is low switching costs, high availability of substitutes, satisfactory performance of substitutes, whereby the customer can easily transfer from competitors to Kings since they are low switching costs. In addition, there are many substitutes to choose, such as cakes, pastries, and tarts. This condition strengthen the threat of substitution against King's Confectionery. Also, most of these substitutes are satisfactory in terms of taste, cost, quality, and other criteria. So the aspects of five forces analysis indicates the substitutes significantly affect the King's business. For example, Baker's Cottage also sells cakes, and King's also same as King's. But what makes King's Confectionery signs better than Baker's Cottage? Because the customer of King's Confectionery, they can purchase a cake while just browsing their websites or e-stores. But for Baker's Cottage, the customer may need to walk to their stores to purchase the product. These are the some of the image, what are being offered in King's Confectionery. So from here we can know that a lot of substitutes multiple choices of product is there. Okay, I will be explaining also what are the systems being used by King's Confectionery in their competitive strategies. As we know that King's Confectionery begins operating in bakery in 1973, but it was officially founded in 1993. So, since they become a market leader, they become a market leader in Malaysia confectionery. So the retail and due to the retail industry through continuous expansion. However, during that era, the implementation of automation and information technology in system doesn't play a major role until a globalization took place, whereby as most of the business players starts to implement or utilizing the automation and information technology in their business in order for them to establish in the market and to meet the current market trends. So therefore, King's Confectionery has been using a point of sale system whereby or also known as Baker Smart systems. Whereby these Baker Smart systems, what are the benefit being enjoyed by Kings was like they have uh, systems in the Baker's Smarts like wholesale account management, whereby with an enterprise level account, I mean they can enter standing orders for wholesale customers. I mean they can schedule this order for a specific pickup or delivery date, and Baker Smart will add the orders to the production calendars 2 days in advance. Besides that, these Baker Smarts act as these production management tools also, whereby you can set ongoing production target, volume limits, calculate the cost and price, and keep all the information in centralized location. So these production tool communicate with the inventory tool, so the stocks levels are up to date. Besides that, it also help Baker Smart systems also have a selection for custom cakes tools, whereby these Baker Smart include tools for detailed custom cakes order and let you choose how to charge for different cake layers, flavor, and decoration. You can use this module to generate estimate a contract for elaborate wedding cakes orders and even assign a lead designer to each cake orders if your team is in a large. Beside that, Baker Smarts also act as the deposit management setting that you choose a charge flat dollar amount for a percentage or a percentage of the sales as a deposits. Besides that, Baker Smart Online, Pro and enterprise level users gain access to an integrated online ordering sites. You can set up your own sites from your Baker Smart dashboard and customize how far in advance can be placed. The customer can create account to keep track of their favorite items for speedy reordering, and they can set a quantity limits on their online orders. Below are the some of the screenshots which taken from their websites. So from here we can see they have a multiple choices of cakes. Even the users can create the consumer can create a profile, then they can start or purchasing online. So from here we can see they can set the quantities, and even they can set a date when they want to select or they want to pick up the order or to be delivered the orders to their houses, and then the next they just need to review and pay in order to complete the orders. So basically these are the system being used by King's Confectionaries. So I will pass to my fellow team member for him to explain about their part. Thank you.
Hello, doctor. My name is Ibrahim. I will talk about comparison of competitive of Secret Recipe and King Confectionery. So the concept of competitive advantage my casual by which form advantage themselves and that cost of chief leadership and their giving confession. Secret Recipe and King Confectionery in this story, in this task were between which that part 5 pressure conversion the story review secret recipe using of halal mandatory in that Malaysia marketing fashion of cake and food. King confectionery comes with the military and bakery restaurant in the marketing. So comparison supply beginning power. So secret recipe culture freezing of supply and supply beginning power increase that to culture freezing. So king confectionery understanding between manufacturing and supply meeting the demand of KC and comparison buyer beginning power. So secret recipe freezing culture of buyer and buyer of buyer power of buyer increase. King confectories low switch cost and high substitute availability. So advantage employmented by that two companies. The first one the price product between companies different. So secret recipe it will cost about 180 for cake, but King confectionery it only cost about from 51 to 84. So King Raspberry has been manager at supply chain a factory reduced cost and delivery product more customer. So the King confectionery apply employment melt change bakery restaurant has been obliged to overcome in challenge in product to customer in Malaysia marketing. So opinion of that two form operating in the confectionery sector in Malaysia food. The story it can be viewed that operate take King confectionery and taking for take the to competitive match. So the new product development position to do more term of ranking and more customer. Their market strategy, their low cost of product as that the customer friendly in their organization value. The strategy of King confectionery put them in the forefront, do effective control the marketing by marketing their product their reader to grow customer base. And thank you.
Good day, doctor. I will be helping my friend Mr. Rafi to cover his conclusion part. Okay. Now we have arrived at the conclusion part, as what we have discussed above on the strategies employed by both organizations. It is apparently the secret recipe has been utilizing social media and e-commerce effectively. This is in line with the vision as stated by Dato Stephen Sims, founder and CEO of the Secret Recipe, whereby the majority of our marketing activities are predominantly communicated through digital and social media channels in order to match the changing digital trends. The strategy have been implemented successfully where they have been promoting aggressively via social media such as Instagram and Facebook. Secret Recipe Instagram account has 184,000 followers, whereas King's Confectionery has less than 2,000 followers, assuming that only 10% of the followers are active. So Kings are having very little figures compared to the significant numbers of Secret Recipe. Through Facebook, Secret Recipe also actively making promotion compared to Kings. As checked on 6 April 2022, Secret Recipe was promoting the use of its mobile apps, while Kings posting was on vacancy advertisement at one of its branch, and the last posting were made in 16 March 2022. Secret Recipe was also making promotion for festival where they have been promoting for Ramadan. Cakes on Wheels is a program launched in 2022 which offers order deliveries to customers' doorsteps. This shows how Secret Recipe tried to deliver a convenient method to put their customer without them walking into Secret Recipe outlets. Currently, Secret Recipe is partnering with Grab for the deliveries. Secret Recipes as Secret Recipe introduced Secret Beyond Veggie in an effort to create differentiation to its brand. To date, 14 outlets has been opened to serve vegan community. The Secret Recipe website also allowing general public that interested to apply for position in the organization to upload their resume and to select the position at the that they are interested in. The strategies employed by both companies has proven that information systems can be utilized to achieve competitive advantage. Business could stay connected with the world when using information system and most importantly to its customer. In our case study, we found that Secret Recipe is extensively using information system to stay ahead of their competitors. Thank you.